ओए इधर आओ साले नीचे को आ साले क्या देख रहे हैं इधर आई थिंक I'm a दिल्ली का गुंडा दिल्ली में जो भी पैदा होते हैं बड़े होते हैं वो गुंडे ही होते हैं they kind of put me on the cover of a magazine and had written a line that I had sort of been physical with a co-actress. And I went there, I fought, I beat up people and I did some really, really nasty stuff, which is a natural thing that Delhiites do.
Can you share with us the kind of college kid you were? Tempestuous. I won't add on to the adjectives, you tell us yourself, and how you've designed yourself as a superstar.
No, I was always like this, very elegant, always wore a Dolce & Gabbana suit. And extremely educated. St. Stephen's wanted me to study there, but I said no, yeah. I don't know how to describe. I don't know how many of the people here at the Think Fest are from Delhi. They will understand. Are there lots of Delhiites here? I'm a Delhi boy. So there is a bit of a lot of Delhi in me. And I think, in a nice sense, I say, please, I think I'm a Delhi ka gunda. दिल्ली में जो भी पैदा होते हैं बड़े होते हैं वो गुंडे ही होते हैं ओए इधर आओ साले नीचे को आ साले क्या देख रहे हैं इधर So I was kind of like that, brought up like that. I was in an Irish brothers school, so I was having this strange dichotomy of being brought up where, everything was where, everybody spoke like that and talked like that. And, in the morning we said the morning prayer and your shoes are not shined, Mr. Khan. So I was called Mr. Khan even. As a matter of fact, I was called Mr. Shah. Because we don't write Khan till you're 18. So my name was Shah Rukh. And my Irish brothers thought that either my name is Mr. Shah, my parents' name, or Mr. Rukh. So I was like, Mr. Shah. So I was Gujarati for a part of my upbringing. So I used to play hockey, and in Delhi everybody just fights for their rights. And,
for their rights.
in a nice way. And so I was brought up like that. When I came to Mumbai, I got into a lot of fights. And I didn't understand the stardom stuff. I'm from Delhi, you talk nicely, everybody has to be well-mannered. I'm very well-mannered, I'm very courteous, I'm very, that's the upbringing I have in the Irish Brother School, St. Columbus. So I'm very well-mannered, but badtameezi mujhe samajh nahi aati. So the first time when I came, I remember there was a magazine, which I was just talking about downstairs with Tarun and everyone, where they kind of put me on the cover of a magazine and had written a line that I had sort of been, how do you put it decently in a Think Fest, physical with a co-actress, yeah. And I hadn't been...
You don't have to get that decent, Shah.
Okay. So I was banging the out of this... Apologies to my Irish brother school. This is the Delhi wala part. So, so they had written, and I didn't understand this, I've just been married. And, you have a young girl. I've known my wife when she was 14. I just got married. She was about 22. For her, this guy becoming a movie star, what you think of Bollywood, or in that time it was just the Indian film industry. And, she was so worried. Will I be doing what supposedly movie stars will do and do in the films apart from acting? And this whole thing came out, and I'm like, but this is not true. And so I called up this lady, and I said, why have you written this? So she said, Shah Rukh, it's a joke. She said, it's a joke, but it's not funny. Lady, do you hear me talking, laughing? And I wasn't saying it like this. मैं दिल्ली वाली कहता, तेरी तुझे हंसी आ रही, मैं हंस रहा हूँ पैन. It wasn't a mistake, I think, but she didn't understand what I was talking because, I was speaking in Delhi language. तुम वहीं पे रुको, मैं आता हूँ, मैं तुम्हें देखता हूँ. And all, I went there, I fought, I beat up people, and I did some really, really nasty stuff, which is a natural thing that Delhiites do. They don't know in the other parts of the country it's considered nasty. So I behaved really badly, and I was jailed And my father-in-law had given me, as they do in Delhi, in Punjabi weddings, a sword to carry on the ghodi when I got married to my wife Gauri. And I carried that sword to that journalist's house.
You're exaggerating now.
Yeah, my father-in-law had told me, he's an army officer, so he said, son, make sure you protect my daughter. So nobody was saying anything to our daughter, but I thought this is a good weapon, and it's sanctioned by the Indian Army, so so I went there, and I remember that young boy. He's shifted to Vancouver since then. Yeah, but I talk to him now that I've become a gentleman. So he was sitting there, and in his shorts, and the whole office was sitting there, and it was a kukri actually, it was not even a sword. So I took the kukri and I stuck it between his legs. And I don't know why, like an idiot, now that I think of it, I looked at his parents and I said, I'm gonna him up. And the poor, this old couple were just sitting, they didn't understand anything. They were like, so many other people have come for dinner and a chat. Why is this gentleman behaving like this, beta? And why is he trying to do this with a sword between your legs? And so I got into a big fight, and then one day, next day, and I thought I've done the Delhi wali thing. Ki agli baar kisi ne kiya na dalunga, to dalunga, pho dalunga. Like kind of, I've repeated my dialogues at MCA, Zinda gaad dunga zameen pe, and I did all that stuff. And then I went away thinking I won this battle. Next evening, I was shooting for a film called Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na, which is one of my favorite films, and I was doing I was acting like a comic don, ironically. And cops came who were very sweet. They talked to me, they took pictures with me, and then they said, Saab ne aapko bulaya hai. So I said, yeah, of course, I'll come. Yeah. My mother was a magistrate. I've been in jail in Delhi many times. And my mother, these things work in Delhi. You can kind of make a call and say, Meri mummy magistrate hai. So I used to be. So for a few fights and all, my mother had gotten me out of the lockup. So mom wasn't alive, but they took me, and they took me after 6 o'clock, so I can't get bail. And so I remember there was this gentleman, Inspector Mr. Khan, and I went in, and with my swagger, this was the chair, he was standing there, and I'm like, yeah. I was from Delhi, so I used to walk like that. So I stood, and I said, yes, what's this? I said, Baitho nahi! Khade raho wahan pe. What? And I'm like, aaj meri maa zinda hoti na. So he put me in a lockup, and then he said, you're allowed to make one phone call. And that's when I realized I'm cut out to be a Hindi film hero, because instead of making that one phone call to my family, friends, or any lawyer that I would have had, which I didn't, I made the call to that guy who had reported me. And I said, साले अब तो जेल भी चला गया हूँ और अब तो निकल के आऊँगा और तेरे को जाऊँगा. I guess I do remember that I went back to the guy's house. There were cops outside his house, and I asked for a light from one of the cops, who was very still. Shah Rukh Khan. He lit my cigarette. I opened the window, looked at the guy. I said, I'm coming and get you now. I'm going to be very mean to you. I threatened everyone in their office. But then, it so happened that they put my fingerprints, and, then this Inspector Khan Saab told me, revenge tastes the sweetest when it is served cold. So, वो 19 साल पहले की बात है. मैं अभी भी वेट कर रहा हूँ कि कब वो वैंकूवर से वापस आएगा.